Alright, what's going on, guys? Yes, we're in the project back at it again in here for the video for you guys for today. And in today's video, as you can see right there, I'm going to be showing you my pro wrestling book collection, and I might have another collection video coming up very soon that's been brought to my attention a while back on Twitter. And before I get into the actual video, be sure to leave a like and as well subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay notified for all of my videos. And also, I do have now as well a second channel slash backup channel, which is David Rivera 1989, where I am looking to have some podcasts on there and gaming stuff and a few other things. So the journey continues on there. I'm also going to be in here, obviously. The Fortminorproject channel isn't going anywhere, so without further ado, I'm looking to show you my pro wrestling book collection, starting things off with the smaller books where we have right here, of course, Howard Hulk Hogan, talking about his story and just, his whole journey, how he became Hulk Hogan and all that good stuff. So there's that. The next one we have the Stone Cold Truth. Of course, learning about Stone Cold was really cool. I have his DVDs. I even have his VHS tape, if you remember those, with a little flashback there. So, nice throwback. But this, definitely one of my favorites. Also, as well, we have Ric Flair, To Be the Man. And as you see with the world title, just basically talking about his story, obviously, like most documentary books and everything, having some really cool stories about Ric Flair, and kind of a continuation to another book that I have, which you'll see later on in this video. So there's Ric Flair's book, and speaking of a continuation, where we have A Lion's Tale, and you'll see the theme of this too as well with Chris Jericho in one of his many books and everything. Always a cool read, and especially learning about Chris Jericho. So without this, you can't have the other books that he does have, and I'll talk about that next. And continuing things on, of course, with one of them being Undisputed and everything, it's really cool to hear about his band and everything, what Fozzie's been all about and all that good stuff. But I do believe with this next book here, The Best in the World at What I Have No Idea, basically read this one and then get into this one, and then you'll basically have the whole set in terms of with Chris Jericho and this 3 books. I don't remember if he had any other ones. I could be wrong at that. You can definitely let me be known on that in the comment section of this video. This book I basically got with the WrestleMania 30 Blu-ray, just talking about some of the iconic matches and moments of WrestleMania with pictures and a description. And of course, as it is with all those really big WrestleMania matches slash moments and everything, so something to look back on and everything. So definitely still part of the collection nonetheless. And there's that. Continuing things on, where we have the Daniel Bryan story, and basically talking about going again into WrestleMania 30, how he was able to make his way on going into the main event of WrestleMania. As you see with the picture, really cool picture of him with the WWE Championship and the World Heavyweight Championship. So definitely recommend that. Next one, where we have the death of WCW, talking about, as you see it right there, everything that went down with WCW up until the end of it and everything. So it has that, it has some pictures and stuff like that with Ric Flair right there, and you have Stacy Keibler, so there's that. And then the next one, speaking of WCW, where we have Booker T, My Rise to Wrestling Royalty. His times in WWE and WCW, for what I believe, obviously, and his life in general. So definitely one to look out for. So definitely check it out. Then where we have a continuation, like I mentioned, another one, of course, Second Nature, the legacy of Ric Flair, and the rise of his daughter, Charlotte Flair, with Charlotte Flair with the Raw Women's Championship at the time, and Ric Flair with the World Heavyweight Championship, aka the big gold belt. And it was really cool, hear more continuation of Ric Flair's side, and as well how Charlotte Flair became a wrestler, her times in NXT, her training, and all that good stuff, and learning a lot too, and feel like I kind of have some things in common when it comes to like Charlotte Flair and the stuff that she likes and everything. So I thought that was really cool. So another reason why, having a fandom of Charlotte and me. So there you go. So definitely one of my favorite books for sure. The next one, where we have the history of the WWE Championship, talking about, of course, the championship winners leading up until that point and everything. And I do believe how the championship came about and everything, and of course going through different looks, different changes with the times and stuff. So you get to learn about how it came about and all that good stuff. Then this one is the rise and fall of ECW, and I didn't really get to see the Monday Night Wars at the time, and I came in kind of late towards the tail end, and between ECW and WCW, in my honest opinion, I feel like I would have been more of a fan of ECW more than WCW. That's just me, with the likes of RVD, Tommy Dreamer, Sabu, guys like that. So, I liked they had more to offer and everything, so I feel like I would have been more of a fan of them and more on their side of things when it comes to that. So that's just me and how I feel about it. The only thing that I got close to it was WWE's version of ECW, and that wasn't really the best. And it would have been cool to actually have gone to a show if I was watching it at the time and checked out ECW for myself. And then as we get to the next pile here that I have, and with this one, I do believe I reviewed this one. If you want, check it out in the archives. It should still be there from what I remember. Of course, Adam Copeland on Edge, the story about Edge, and really cool learning about this one. So even though it's a little small book and everything, but it was still an enjoyable read. The next one, we got Cheating Death, Stealing Life, obviously talking about the Eddie Guerrero story, and always definitely one of my favorites, definitely to watch and everything, just by reading about his life and stuff was really cool. So definitely recommend it if you don't have it, especially the DVDs that it does have. Definitely worth a watch too. And then we move on to Batista Unleashed, another good one too as well. How Batista became Batista and everything, his times and evolution and all that good stuff. So all that right there. And before he became himself, getting into with the movies and stuff like that. So that was like way before then, obviously. And then this one where we have Bret the Hitman Hart and his book and everything, and reading about Bret Hart. I didn't really get to see a whole lot of his matches and heard nothing but good things, and I learned a lot more also reading the book and stuff like that, and his times basically in the Hart family dungeon and stuff like that, from what I remember reading and stuff. So a lot of cool stuff that goes into it, and pretty lengthy, but once you have the time to sit down and relax, definitely worth the read. This next one, of course, we got Andre the Giant. Most recently, there was the HBO documentary that's looking to be on the WWE Network pretty soon. So, reading this and then seeing that, adding more to it and everything was really cool. So, definitely check out Andre the Giant. And as well, where we have moving along here, Heartbreak and Triumph with the Shawn Michaels story, really cool. Anyway, going along with the DVD that I just have about, his life and stuff like that. So, you'll hear about really cool stuff about Shawn Michaels and everything, so definitely one of my favorite wrestlers on that, so had to get that. And we got two basically going into each other, and with this one, with of course the Hardcore Diaries right there, and with this I was able to deal with my surgery and everything, so this helped me out. Didn't really have much to really be dealing with, so reading the book and everything definitely helped me out in that. So that's a story for another time, but this is more of his early years in WWE, and his next book, which I do have here, Countdown to Lockdown, basically is near towards the end of WWE and going into TNA and everything, and how that came about, and some of his feuds and everything, and the people he's worked with and stuff like that. So those two books basically go hand in hand, and that is practically it on what I have in my pro wrestling book collection. Those are my books that I have. What are your books that you had that you read? Do you have any recommendations of your own? What are some of your favorite books and memories and stuff like that of reading them? And definitely leave that in the comment section below. So I might do another collection video. I haven't done one of these in a very long time. So kind of like the early days when I first started watching other people's videos and then getting inspired and then doing my own collection videos. So hopefully you get to see some more of that. So definitely leave a like I said. Of course, leave a comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to stay notified for all my videos. But until then, that has to do with this video, so I'll catch you guys in the next video, whenever the hell that next video may be. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day. See ya. Peace.